Hi everyone, this is Hayden from the ReDI Munich Digital Literacy Program team, here to teach you how to use Google Classroom. To start with, we'll be at our desktop. Right here you can see mine with various icons of different programs, but for you it might look a little bit different. To get started, we're going to select our browser. Remember, our browser is what helps us to connect to the internet. The browser I'm going to use is Google Chrome. You should already have this on your laptop, and it's either down here in your taskbar. You can see I'm pointing to the Chrome icon with my cursor, or it could also be an icon on your desktop, such as here, Google Chrome. If it's down on your taskbar, you could just click that directly and it'll open up. If it's an icon, you can double click it and that will open up too. Or if you don't have either one of those, you can go down to your search bar. You can see mine here. You can tell it's a search bar because it has a little magnifying glass. And you just click on that and you type in Chrome, C-H-R-O-M-E, and you can see it should automatically pop up like that. And you can either click it or you can press enter. I'm going to click it here, click, and it opens up. Yours should automatically open to whatever Chrome window you're using, but I have more than one user. So I'm going to select the user for this, click on that, and my Chrome will open automatically. Now, in this case, in order to use Google Classroom, we first have to be logged into our Google account. You might already have done this, in which case you can skip this step, but if you haven't already logged into your Google account, you can do so by clicking over here in the upper right corner on where it says Gmail. When you left click on Gmail, it'll take you to this tab and it'll say select account. So I have to choose the account that I want to log into, or I can type in an account for the first time, but I'm going to just select this one here. And it's going to give me the opportunity to type in my password. And then I just press next or further, and it'll log in. You can tell it'll log in because it's going to open the email for that account, but I'm not going to show that to you. Okay, we go back to our Chrome browser. So we can either click a new tab, the little plus right there, and we're here. You can tell that I'm logged in now because you see this little C in the upper right corner, which stands for Classroom, which is the name of this account. If your name is Juan, it might be a J, or if your name is Patricia, it might be a P. Regardless, now you're logged in. To go to Classroom, there are a few different ways that I can follow. I'm going to show them to you. The first one, and this is the one that I like, is to simply type classroom.google.com into my URL bar up here, my search bar, and then I just press enter, and it'll take me directly to Google Classroom. But if that's a little advanced for you, that's okay. There are some other ones. The next is we can go up here to the right of where we saw Gmail to these 9 dots. These 9 dots represent the Google apps, and you can see that when I hover over. When you click on these 9 dots, it gives you a menu. Within this menu, there are all the different services from Google, such as the Gmail or the account. And Classroom is one of those. So now you can scroll down. You can see this little bar over here. I scroll with my mouse wheel down, and I should come across Classroom. You really can't do this wrong, so if you scroll too far, that's fine. You can just scroll back up. But let's scroll back down. And you can click directly on this Classroom icon and it'll take you there. When I left click, it opens up into Google Classroom. I personally am in several classes. You should only be in one. And what you're going to do now is select the class that you're in. So you'll only have one option. I have more than one, but that's fine. This is the class that I'm a student in. So when I click on that with my left mouse button, I can see my class. There are 3 tabs here, and it's really important that you keep this in mind. So, Stream, Classwork, and People. The Stream tab just shows what's been posted. this is not an important tab for you. The most important tab that you want is classwork. When you click on this, this is where you're going to find all of the slides from your lesson, as well as your homework and your in-class assignments. Keep in mind, the only difference between homework and in-class assignments is that your homework you do outside of the classroom and your in-class assignments you do inside. Let's say that I wanted to find the slides from my lessons. That's easy. All that I do is I go down here where it says Lesson 1 slides. If it was Lesson 2, it would say Lesson 2. If it was Lesson 3, it would say Lesson 3. And I left click it. You can see the PowerPoint is already linked here. When I click on that again, it opens automatically in a little preview. This is great in case I wanted to say review the slides from my lesson. If you want to see them up close, you can press on Open with Google Slides up here, and it'll open up in a new tab. It might take a second to load, but once it does, you've actually got your very own copy of these slides. And you can see that here because it just said saved to Google Drive. So now that it's made me a copy of these, I can actually directly edit these. That's really awesome because now if I want to go back later, I can see it within my own account. I can write stuff on it. Maybe I could take a note on what I want to learn, something like that. When you're done, you can just exit out of your tab using the little X at the top right of your tab. And then with these ones, you just click to the left of the slides and it'll take you back to classwork. So that's where I find my materials. If I wanted to do homework, this is what I have to do for the next class. All I have to do is click on the homework one and it'll tell me exactly what I'm supposed to do. So this says, please submit a document including your 3 favorite fruits and reasons why they are your favorites, okay? When I click on View Instructions, it takes me to a new homework site. And within this one, I have a few options. So I can either add or create a file. And the way that I do that is I press this button. If I wanted to say create a Google document, I would just go down here and I would click on this and a document would open. But for now, I'm going to upload a file from my computer, like, for example, a PowerPoint that I wanted. To do that, I press File, and then notice that it says here Upload. I press Browse, and this will let me look through the files on my computer. A local file, like a Microsoft Word or a PowerPoint file, is going to be slightly different from just creating it in Drive because it's on my computer, and now I need to upload it. So I click Browse, and I can go to whatever the file is. So in this case, I'm going to go to my Downloads folder right here, and I'm going to just pick something. So I like this PDF. I'm going to double click on it and it'll automatically upload. Now I've uploaded my homework and I'll give it a second so that it can load. And once I'm ready, I actually have to turn it in. You'll notice how here it says turn in. If you don't press this button, your teachers aren't able to see that you've done your work. So now I can say, all right, I'm going to turn this in. I click on that. And it asks me, okay, are you ready? Yep, I'm ready to turn it in. Now on the other end, my teachers are going to be able to see that I turned in my homework. I'm going to wait just a second because from the other side, actually, I'm going to go ahead and go in and give myself some feedback on this as a teacher. So I'm going to say just a quick comment and give them a grade. And then there we go. Now I just have to wait and I'm going to refresh the page so that my teacher can see. I can see what my teacher said. And oh, look, my teacher said, oh, great work. That's awesome. I got some feedback already and I got 1 out of 1 point. That means that I've successfully completed my homework. My next step, now that I've finished this, is I'm just going to go back to Classroom. So to do that, I can simply click here and it'll take me back to where my class was, or I can click on sample DLP class, the name of my class. Yours might be Basics 2 English or Basics 3 English, and it'll take me back to the stream. The only other important thing for you to know is that there's one more tab called People, and it just shows who is in your classroom. So you can see here, my classroom is almost entirely made up of Hayden Mullers and DLP student, my classmates and my teachers. The main thing again though is we're not actually going to use Classroom for general communication. So if you have a question for a teacher or if you want to reach out to a classmate or someone from the ReDI team, the best place to do that is still in Slack. We're not going to use any of these features here. The most important thing for you is this classwork tab, where if you want to see all of your homework, you can click here on View My Work, and it'll show you that. You can see here, I've already turned in this homework, I've gotten a comment on it, I've attached a file, that's what the little paperclip shows, and I've gotten a grade. So I'm doing well with all my homework. Any other comments, any other questions or things that you want to address, please go to Slack. It's our primary tool for communication. So, just to recap, to get to Google Classroom, we start at our desktop. Then we go to our browser. From here, we can either type in a URL or we can select Google Classroom from our Google Apps. Once we've opened it, we select the class that has our name on it, the name of our classroom, so Basics 3 English. We go to Classwork, and we can see our slides, we can see our homework. That's it from us. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we're really, really excited to see you in class. Take care.